Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is an introduction video for AWS SAM. So first of all, let's talk about installation. So I'll talk about Windows. So before installing SAM, you need to have AWS CLI installed in your system. And then what you need to do is you have to install Docker. So try installing Docker for Windows if you are using Windows operating system. Or if it's not possible, try to update Windows and then you go ahead and try installing Docker Toolbox. So whatever works for you. Anything should be there at least to run the containers. So once you have the Docker installed, so next step is to install Sam CLI. So for that you have to use this command pip install AWS Sam CLI. Uh, One more thing, you need to have Python installed in your system to run this command. So make sure you have it. Okay, once it is installed, just go for this command sam hyphen version. So once you have configured everything, let's come back to the application. So here, the first step is to create a serverless application. Yeah, so there's a command sam in it. This is a command line tool to create a serverless application. You have two options, either to use the template or you can create your own template. So yeah, first of all, it will download the template and then create the application. So once you have the application ready, then you need to do a build. Okay, so even before that, you can check the readme file once you have the application set up. Let's go for the readme file. It has all the details, what are the next step and how you need to run it. So here there are options to deploy. So before that, let's talk about SAM. What it does, it SAM stands for Serverless Application Model. So if you are in the serverless framework, so you have Lambda as your backend, and maybe DynamoDB or DocumentDB. Uh, you have API gateway as a front end. Sorry, for as a endpoint. So you can use SAM to create an application at all. Uh, so you see, you can use SAM to create the application. Uh, SAM is like you can deploy it in AWS or even you can test it in local. So you have both the options. So generally, what developers do is instead of like getting charged for calling a Lambda function, they will test it in local. So SAM gives you an option to do that, and it will create API gateway in your local. You can call a Lambda from the API gateway, and from Lambda you can call DynamoDB if you have DynamoDB in your local. So for now I don't have, and in this application, this is a Node.js base, so we'll go to the app.js. So here in this Lambda function, we are not doing anything except for returning hello world. So this is what the Lambda will do. So this is just an introduction. So to get familiarized with the steps on how to create it. So as of now, what we have done is we have created an application using SAM in it, and then we have built it using SAM build. You can use hyphen guided. It will show you an option. So yeah, if directly you can use SAM build itself. So it will build the artifact and make sure it makes sure you don't have any error, and it will generate .aws sam file. Okay, so you can see the result of the build. You can run it wherever you have the template.yml file. So at that point, at that path, you can invoke this command. So now this is so you have built the application. Now you want to test it locally. So for that, you need to have Docker running. So if you invoke the command sam local invoke, you will get this message, error message as running AWS SAM projects locally requires Docker. So if you don't have Docker, you install it and then start it. So once you start the Docker, and make sure you are executing this uh, in the shared path. So Docker doesn't have access to all the files and folders, so it has access to only shared path. In my case, it is C colon users. So make sure you are in the shared path anywhere in the subdirectory. It's fine. So that's about Docker. So uh, now at this point, I have started the Docker container. You can see the container is running. So once the Docker container is up and running, you don't have to manage it. Sam manages internally. You just have to call the command sam local invoke. So this will read your template .yml file. Okay, and it starts invoking the lambda function or whatever is specified in the template.xml. Sorry, template.yml. So yeah, the build looks fine and it is going to create a container image. So when you go to the Docker and check, you will have an image created, and from there it tries to execute it. So you can see the response also. So this is just calling the lambda function. So let's say you want to see the functionality of API gateway also in your local. So there is another command for that, sam local start API. See here. So this command actually starts the local API and it mocks the API gateway endpoints. So yeah, and the benefit of this is you can change your SAM, change your Lambda function, and need not to restart the API gateway. So whenever you invoke the API gateway from the front end, like here, so this API gateway, as you can see in the template, it is configured. Go to the template. So this is configured to call this lambda function app.handler. So as of now it shows a blank page. Okay, so this site can't be reached. We can you can see I have closed it, so I need to start it again. So looking at this template, we can know this is the path, and the lambda function map to this path is this one. So let's see. Yeah, the API gateway is now running, and you have the URL hello. So here I am just going to call the API gateway. So it is internally going to invoke the lambda function, which is specified here. and this will call the app.js file, and it will return the message hello world. So let's see what's the response. Okay, so as you can see, we are getting the message hello world. So everything looks fine, and the next thing is to deploy whatever Lambda and API gateway we have created to AWS. So for that, you need to first configure AWS CLI, put in your credentials, and then uh, you need to deploy with this command, sam deploy. So here, this is the command. So when you start the deployment, it will ask you for the stack name. So sam app is the stack, which is created when you do sam init. So region by default is US East 1. If you want to change it, you have to type it here. Okay, there are some options. Uh, so you can say yes or no for that. Okay, there is a S3 bucket that is going to be created a different default. This is a URL, and once everything is configured, you can see it is trying to update it. Finally, it will ask you for the confirmation, deploy this change set. So you say yes, and it's deployed. So you can see what is the output of this. So the stack is updated, and let's go back to our console and check it out. So we are here. Make sure you are in the correct region. So this is our application, Sam app. You have different IDE for starting with the Lambda function. So let's see what's the layer. It shows you the deployment history also, and the SAM template which you have created. It gets transferred here when you do the deployment. You can check it out in the CloudFormation stack also. Monitoring is like the time when you execute it and what is the status. Everything is captured here. So as of now, this is not executed. uh, let's check it out, the CloudFormation stack. So there are the resources. Okay, so we have one hello world function. This is a lambda function. This is a lambda permission. Okay, so this is a lambda role, hello world role. This is API gateway. I'm not sure what this deployment is. Yeah, these are the stages for the API gateway. Like API gateway can have multiple stage for different purpose. Basically, both the stage will have same code now. Okay, so let's see the converted template. So this is a CloudFormation template, and where was the SAM template? So okay, I'm not able to see that. Yeah, so here itself you have an option to delete the stack. Yeah, here is the option to delete the stack. So once you're done, if you are using a free tier account, you can keep this stack. but if you execute it, there'll be charges for you, so you can delete it also. So here, let's go to API gateway. So we should have one API created. So this is the one SAM API with the endpoint hello. Yeah, this is the one. So in the application, we did not have any authorization or any mapping for it. So you can add the authorization if required, or you can add a mapping for it. Right here, you can do that. So that's it, guys. This is how you use the SAM to create an application, test it locally, and deploy it in AWS. So let me know if you have any doubts in the comment section. Thanks for watching.